Fancy Nancy. Nancy's dog show disaster. Ooh la la, Bree and I are watching a dog show on TV. Dog shows are très elegant. Dogs do tricks to show how talented they are. And then a judge decides which dog is best. That lucky dog wins a trophy. Too bad Fancy can't be in a dog show, I tell Bree, since he's the fanciest dog in the world. He would win for sure. Then I get an idea. That is fantastique. That's French for fantastic. We can have a dog show in my backyard. Oh yes, says Bree, I can enter Waffles. And Lana can enter his dog, Flash. And we can ask Rhonda and Wanda to be the judges. Since they don't have a dog, I say. I'll spread the word. Then I'll get Waffles so we can practice, Bree says. I can't wait to start. I can see that Francie is excited too. Oh, once you win the dog show, everyone will see what I already know. That you're the fanciest dog in the world, I say. Just imagine all the sublime tricks he'll do. He'll jump through hoops and dance on 2 feet. The judges will be dazzled. That's fancy for the love hit. I know we will win that trophy. Bree arrives with Waffles. We're ready to practice, she says. Since I'm practically an expert at dog shows, I explain how it's done. A dog show has 2 parts, I say. The plain part and the fancy part. The plain part is when the dogs show that they're obedient. That's fancy for they do what you say. Bree tells Waffles to sit and lie down. Waffles does everything Bree says. Good dog, Waffles, says Bree. Ooh, très bien, Waffles, I say. That's French for very good. Now Francie will demonstrate the fancy part of the contest. When dog shows off their special skills, I say. La la, I know Francie is going to be more than good. He's going to be spectacular. I hold up a hoop and say, jump, Francie, but Francie doesn't jump. Instead, he barks and runs away. Stop, Francie, I shout. He just keeps running toward Miss Devine and her little dog, Jewel. He wants to play. But Jewel does not want to play. She wants to get away from Francie. It's okay, Jewel, Miss Devine says. Leap. Jewel jumps right into her arms. I apologize to Miss Devine. Sorry, Francie's just excited for our little dog show today. I say I grab Francie's collar, feeling embarrassed that he didn't listen to my commands. I tell Bree that Francie's had enough practice for now. A revolver. Revolver, I say. Bye, Nancy, says Bree. See you at the dog show. I don't want to tell Bree, but really, I just wanted to practice with Francie in private. Francie, I'm not sure you understand how important this dog show is for you. I say, if you want to win, you must be obedient. We decide to keep practicing. I try giving Francie easy commands. Sit, stand, lie down, I say. But Francie doesn't do what I say. Instead, she gives me doggy kisses. Oh, Francie, I adore you, I say. But doggy kisses won't win us the dog show. I see Francie looking at the hoop. Now I understand. Francie doesn't want to do these boring moves. Since he's a fancy dog, he wants to do a fancy trick. I'll hold the hoop and say, Francie, jet. That's French for leap. But Francie doesn't jet. Instead, he grabs the hoop in his mouth. He wants to play. This is bad, terrible, dreadful. If this is how Francie is going to behave, we will never win the dog show. Just then, the other contestants arrive. Let's do this, says Lionel. He brought his dog, Flash. Yeah, Waffles can't wait, says Bree. Rhonda and Wanda even brought a trophy for the winners. Rhonda and Wanda go over the rules. To get this trophy, a dog must win both parts of the contest. Obedience and special skills, Rhonda explains. The dog show will start in 5 minutes, says Wanda. I don't understand. I tell Francie since I'm fancy, my dog should be fancy too. I am practically pouring my heart out to Francie, but instead of listening to me, she runs after Jewel again. Come back, I shout. Miss Divine, says Francie, coming in, says, Jewel leap again, and Jewel leaps right into her arms. Jewel is Trace Fancy. If I had a dog like her, I'd win the dog show for absolute. That's French for absolutely. Ooh la la, that gives me a brilliant idea. I asked Miss Divine if she would do me a favor. Of course, says Miss Divine. Anything for you, Nancy. The dog show begins. Where's Francie? Bree asks. I can explain that Francie is indisposed. That's Fancy, for he can't make it. Luckily, Jewel can take his place. No way, says Lionel. I've seen Jewel do fancy tricks. Yeah, no fair, Nancy, says Bree. But Rhonda and Wanda say it's okay. Dog's a dog, so I can't compete with Jewel. We start with the part 1, obedience. We tell our dogs to sit, stand, then lie down. All the dogs do what we say, but Jewel is by far the most elegant. Halfway through the competition, Rhonda and Wanda announce that Jewel and I are in the lead. Magnifique. We're winning, I tell Jewel. Do you want to give me doggy kisses to celebrate? But Jewel turns away, uninterested. She doesn't even want to cuddle. Now, it's time for Jewel to show off her special skill. I'm almost 100% positive that one of the judges see Jewel leap through the hoop will win that trophy. I held up the hoop for Jewel. But then I see Francie in the window. He looks really sad. I begin to miss Francie terribly. Oh, there's not a word fancy to describe how much I may love her. I apologize to Jewel. You are a talented and fancy dog, I tell her. But my heart belongs to another. Francie, here boy, I shout. Francie is so excited to hear me call his name that he runs out of the doggy door as fast as he can. I held out my arms. I can't wait for us to embrace. That's fancy for hug. Wanda blows with her whistle. Nancy, you can't show 2 dogs, she says. You're disqualified. Bree and Waffles win the dog show, says Rhonda. I don't care if we didn't win, but I'll tell Francie, to me, you're still the best dog in the world. Francie just barks. I think that's dog for happy.